What is going on, Tiberious Tribe? I just finished the review on this Vortex Strike Eagle 1-8 about 45 seconds ago, and at the end of the video I said, should I do a comparison video comparing the Vortex Strike Eagle 1-8 to the Primary Arms SLX 1-6. You know, they're both good quality optics, but they're both very budget minded. The Vortex comes in at less than $500. The Primary Arms comes in at less than $300. Excuse me. The Vortex comes in less than $400. Primary Arms come in less than $300. So they're both in that same budget-minded type area, but still getting a good quality, low-power variable optic. So let's go through the features real quick. We'll start at the bottom, work our way forward. I'll tell you what I think about each of them and which one I like better. Both have diopters, both about the same as far as clarity, crispness, adjustability, the ring itself. They're all very similar. I couldn't see a huge difference with both of them. It seems like they both rotate out the same amount, but it's tough to tell. Magnification ring. I think they're both a little bit stiff. The Primary Arms is definitely more stiff or harder to spin. The Vortex is a little bit smoother, even though I would like to see it be even more smooth, or yeah, smoother. The Vortex does have a spot where you can add a speed ring. You can thread in a speed ring, which will help that. The big win for the Vortex on here is going to be the 8 times magnification. The Primary Arms is 1-6. The Vortex is 1-8. So there's going to be a big win on Vortex for the magnification, and a slight win for the magnification adjustment ring, just because it has the lever and it's slightly smoother and easier than the Primary Arms. Let's talk about the reticle now. The Primary Arms has a chevron tip reticle with a bullet drop compensator and ranging features, which is very similar to the Vortex that you see here. The Vortex is a 1 MOA dot with a 16 MOA circle around it, and kind of similar bullet drop compensator underneath it, and then on top it has some ranging features. So in a way they're very similar as far as what they do, but I'm a big fan of the Primary Arms reticle, really any ACSS reticle. But that chevron tip, for me, maybe I shot it a lot more than this, which I have. Maybe that's why I think it's much easier and much faster. If you're close up, you just drop that whole chevron on the target. If you're further away, you have that super precise point to get hits on smaller targets or get hits further away. So while they're both very good reticles, they're both very useful. Neither one is bad, but I will give the edge to the ACSS reticle this time. Both your windage and elevation adjustments are pretty much identical. They're both tactile, they're both audible, both half MOA clicks. They both have about the same amount of adjustments. They both have a storage for an extra battery in the caps if you care about them. So we're going to call the windage and elevation adjustments a tie. Illumination. Now I believe they both go up to 11. Let me make sure here. I kind of forgot. Yeah, they both go from 0 to 1 all the way to 11 and back to 0. So the adjustment knobs are about the same, feel the same. One big advantage to the Vortex, though, the Vortex is definitely a brighter illumination. I called it just barely daylight bright, and I do stand by that. I think it is, for a low power variable optic, it is pretty bright. Not as good as a red dot, but very close. The Primary Arms, it's good. It's a typical low power variable optic, and it's not quite daylight bright. On a very sunny day, it's not red. It's kind of washed out and blown out a little bit. To me, it doesn't really matter. Anytime I have an etched reticle, especially something like this, I personally don't use the illumination. I leave it off unless I'm under low light condition. But being the Vortex has that 1 MOA dot, if you want to use it as more of a red dot close up, you do have that illumination if that's something you are looking for. Both of the tubes are 30mm tubes, so getting mounts is not going to be an issue with either one of them. Neither one are made in the United States, so if that is an issue for you, you'll probably need to spend at least twice as much to get something made here in the US. As far as size, they're extremely similar. They're both about 10 inches. The Vortex is slightly heavier, as you see here, but It also has two times more magnification, so kind of understandable why it's a little bit heavier. Like I said earlier, MSRP on the Vortex is $499, but you can pick them up just under $400. MSRP on the Primary Arms, I don't know, but you can pick them up for just under $400. That's what I see them right now on the Primary Arms website, and I have seen these for less. They do go on sale every once in a while. The one thing I did forget to talk about was eye relief and the eye box, and that's something very, very important. They both have the same rated eye relief at 3.5 inches, but something about the Primary Arms seems more forgiving to me. I don't have any specifics or any data, but again, maybe I shot this rifle significantly more than this one, and maybe that comes into play with it. I don't know. But the eye box on this one seems significantly easier to get behind and a lot more forgiving than the Vortex does. Another small thing that the Vortex did that the Primary Arms did not, on the back of the optic itself, shows the adjustments that you're making, so up or down, left or right, and they're rear facing to the shooter. So if you're adjusting, especially if you're holding over that way, you can just look at the back of the optic and it shows you up or down, left or right. That's something I forgot to mention in the Vortex review, but that is a great feature, especially if you're adjusting as you shoot here and not holding over. That's a nice feature that I don't see on too many optics. So they both have a lifetime warranty. They both have a very good reputation. Obviously the Vortex, the advantage here is going to be the 2 times more magnification and the significantly brighter illumination. With the Primary Arms, it's less expensive. The eye box seems to be a little bit better, and I really like the reticle a lot more. Again, that is personal preference. You may not agree with me, but the reticle on the Primary Arms, that ACSS with the chevron tip, that's a great reticle. So I can't make the decision for you. I think if you went with either one of them, you would be very happy. If I was going to buy one, because neither one of these are mine, unfortunately, I have to give them back in a couple days. If I was going to buy one, I would go with the Primary Arms. It would be nice to have the extra magnification, don't get me wrong, 1:8. The extra 2 times really makes a difference, especially with my bad eyesight, trying to hit out to 300 yards. That extra 2 times really helps. But like I said, that the reticle alone, the chevron tip, I am so much faster and so much better shooting that and picking that up with my eyesight than anything else. So that's more important to me. So I am going to go with the Primary Arms 1-6 SLX will be my choice. Do you guys have any experience with either one of these optics? I would like to know. Please drop a comment down in the description. Let me know what you think of them overall. This is the first video I've ever done, maybe first or second video I've ever done without a script. And that's never a good idea because I get flighty and forget my thoughts and stuff. So hopefully it wasn't too bad of a video. Should be pretty quick just comparing these two optics. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, just let me know. Drop them down in the comments section below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.